Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Czech Taekwondo podcast. I'm still here in Crete, lovely island, and our special guest is Grandmaster Gary Miller. Welcome, Grandmaster.
Good morning. Thank you.
We are at the end of European Championship, but I think this our talk. I hope it won't be about the championship. It will be about Taekwondo, about your way of life of Taekwondo. So first, my question: when you started Taekwondo?
I didn't actually officially start Taekwondo until 1981, the beginning of 1981. But before that, two of my brothers, especially my elder brother, started to practice Taekwondo in 1973 in our town. There was a demonstration with an instructor from Oxford who came. There was a new youth facility in the town, and he started a Taekwondo class there. My brother was one of the first to start, and after this, one of my younger brothers, Ian, also started to train. But generally, even though not officially in class, we would always box and kick and stretching and different things over the years. So officially I started in the beginning of 1981, but I've been in and around Taekwondo since 1973.
So, such a long journey.
Yes, it's many years.
I know that your family is big, and also it was big Taekwondo family. So how many persons from your family was or is practicing Taekwondo?
Oh, wow. If I start with my immediate family, my siblings, it's always been a joke because all six, I'm one of six children. There is 5 boys. I'm the second oldest boy. First is Michael, then me, then David, Ian, Mark, and the youngest, our only sister, Heidi. And at some stage, we all practiced Taekwondo together. It was really, really nice times, fantastic training times. Because for different reasons, but we can come back to that later. So immediately the 6 siblings, and I would always joke that people would say, "Who is your instructor?" I said, "Well, of course, our mother." It was she would always teaching us Taekwondo from a very early stage. And then into the next generation, many of our children practice Taekwondo. My daughter Kirsty is 5th Dan. My son Liam is 3rd Dan. My daughter Faye is 2nd Dan. My granddaughter Grace, she's 11 years. She has a blue belt at the moment. So
wonderful.
Yeah, for me it's a special time because I am very, very lucky that I practice something I love with the people I love.
Yeah,
so it's really nice.
When you said that 6 siblings are training together. It may come to my mind. It happens sometimes that your instructor said, "Millers, what are you doing?" And everyone turned and whoo! Did it happen?
At this time, in fact, it was when I start my first class was the period when we all trained together. We never trained with another instructor all together. I think it was maximum 3. Yes, Michael, myself, and Ian. We train with Grandmaster Paul Cutler. When we start with him, he's only 2nd Dan. Now he's Grandmaster. Yeah. It's a long, long journey for everybody.
What was your biggest achievement in Taekwondo? Maybe sport achievement, maybe some personal achievement.
Wow. I think if you're asking, I was a really lucky person in Taekwondo in that I was fortunate enough that when I compete, as a competitor, I competed with many fantastic teammates, which made our team a successful team. As a coach, I was very fortunate that I had fantastic players, competitors and sportswomen that allowed me to have success as a coach. As an instructor, also, I've been really fortunate. My students themselves, they win gold medals in world championships, European championships. Is that the greatest achievement? I don't know. The greatest achievement for me is that I'm still practice after all this time, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct, because at the end it's our Taekwondo way of life, because we
Indeed,
can still
yes.
practice and still do what we love.
Our executive in the UKTA, Grandmaster Williamson, Grandmaster Taylor, Grandmaster Pruitt, we laugh. When we start, nobody told us it was a life sentence and that life would mean life. Here we are.
Yeah, it occurs after many years.
Yes.
You also paid attendance at many international seminars with General Choi.
Yes.
How many, probably?
Full international course. You have to understand, in the early days, international instructor course was 2 weeks.
I know.
And then became 1 week, and then gradually become less. So full international instructor courses would be 7 full international courses. Yes,
That's great. And what is your best memory of General?
Again, I'm very lucky because I'm small. The General would use me sometimes to stand with him and make demonstrations, and I think just to talk to him and understand him, to be close to him. It's life, but it's sad that the new generation don't have this opportunity with the original founder and the original pioneers, but they can still get a great experience and great knowledge from the masters and the instructors and the grandmasters that are around today.
I remember one of your funny photos with General when he's practicing to yourself Dunchung Který, and you are smiling.
Yes.
So it was good.
But you understand why I'm smiling.
Yeah. It sometimes happens me with the Grandmaster Wanko, so yes. I survive, I'm happy, and so on.
Yes.
What about nowadays Taekwondo, current Taekwondo level, and maybe 30, 40 years ago? How can you compare it? How can you see it? What is better? What is not better?
Oh, everything's different. Comparing generations is difficult because fashions change. I don't mean fashion as in fashion of dress, but mode of operation, your methods. There is much greater knowledge now scientifically about how people can prepare their bodies with nutrition, with stretching. The skeletal system of the body, but still. Taekwondo is Taekwondo. I think the biggest difference for me is the difference in discipline, or the difference in education with regard to respect is not maybe the right word, but the respect is that people have for their teachers is a little different than it maybe was in days before.
And technical level, because myself also I can see that technical change in patterns. Maybe we can say in patterns. So because in 80s, maybe also at the beginning 90s, it was without sine wave, and the movements when motion was much smoothly and maybe more powerful. I don't know how to call it, but currently it's much more sharper. But
I think the athletes today and the students today, even people that don't compete, remember we're in international championships. We only see the people that are selected for the team. There's many amazing people in Taekwondo that aren't interested in competition, that train for themselves or train for self-defense, or even just for a social and mental well-being, with their friends. I think the level of the physical level of the athletes today is really, really strong, really, really fantastic. I just have concerns about where we go with competitive performance of techniques. Inspiring is incredible.
Yeah.
In tools, I have just some different concerns. Maybe for another day.
Okay, maybe another podcast. Okay, and what do you do when you are not doing Taekwondo? What are you doing if you are not in the hall in the championship? And
okay, so Taekwondo is not my job. I have a separate job. I work as a sales manager for a small family company. There are only 10 of us in the company. But I love to spend time with my family, of course. I'm chuckling because my wife will say she's a Taekwondo widow and she's a cycling widow, because I like to cycle, especially since the beginning of the pandemic when there was nothing you could do. So I start to cycle a lot more than I have in past years. And in the last 18 months, thousands and thousands of kilometres cycling, which I find I like to cycle alone because it's my...
You can clean your body.
Yes,
and you
very much so.
It's not necessary to speak with another person, and
yes.
It depends on you how many kilometers. I know that very well. I know it, and you mentioned that you have a regular job. And how many hours per week you are staying in your dojang, in your gym?
So Taekwondo, I teach on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, on Fridays, on Sundays. So it's almost like a second job, but it's Taekwondo life is different. I've been really lucky. I've got an amazing wife who supported me for so many years. We've been together 36 years. I've got amazing children. It helps that they're involved in Taekwondo as well. So I can come to championships and have full support from my children and my other instructors who support me with my classes.
That's great. One more question. You are Grandmaster. I can say, or we can say that this is top of Taekwondo by rank. But what do you think that you want to learn more? Because our learning, teachings never ends.
In Taekwondo, how to... that's a great question. I don't know about whether to learn more or to teach more. Is there more to learn? I'm 60 years old. The really harsh thing about Taekwondo, of course, is the higher the degree, the older the person. When you come to the master stages or senior master or grandmaster stages, we're much more of an old man, but people still expect you to perform like a young man.
Yeah.
And the generation I trained in, my instructor was Grandmaster Paul Cutler. And we spend many, many hours with Grandmaster Ricky Ha, of course, not just General Che, when he comes to the UK. But Grandmaster Ricky Ha was, when he came to the UK in 1967 and Taekwondo spread everywhere, he did an amazing job. I think it's sad that the lessons, he teaches us some really good, important life lessons that others are not going to learn from him. So hopefully we can teach the new generation these same ways. And there might be small invisible things when you think about it, but there are also things that people can notice very much. So my only wish is that within Taekwondo we can, I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect the instructor and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I shall be a champion of freedom and justice. I shall build a more peaceful world. These Taekwondo Junction are not just words that people should say at the beginning of the class. Now, I'm not perfect by any means, but I think it's important that we try and create good people within our society that can perform amazing Taekwondo, and Taekwondo can be around for many, many, many years to come.
That's wonderful. Master Miller, I wish you much more years in Taekwondo and continuing of your way of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre.